Welcome to Short Prints. These are weekly videos where we highlight a topic in the hobby and we try and bring some value to it. Now some of you might be thinking, what in the world is a short print? Well, if you rip packs or you open boxes, you open cases in the card shop, there's always these short printed cards that are low in circulation, very valuable, hard to find, and we want to parallel that by making a series where we do the same. So it's all brought to you by the Card Shop Show. Enough of me talking, let's get to it. Baseball Card Exchange, this place BBCE if you're cool in the hobby, got a chance to really spend a unique hour or so at their shop / really authentication center, preservation center, whatever you want to call it, in Indiana, right there on the border of Illinois, so really close to Chicago, to be honest. I think a lot of people don't know a lot about really the importance of BBCE and what they're doing, wrapping wax and wrapping packs, right, that are unopened or even opened to authenticate what these things are. When we deal with wax now, and as a shop owner, you really see a lot of fake stuff. You can see a lot of repackaged stuff, and I just love the fact that they are diligent. You have Steve Hart, the owner, who is well versed. He's a true OG when it comes to sports cards, somebody who's been doing this forever. To just see the operations work, how they wrap things, how they label things. So shout out to BBC. Go follow them on Instagram and check out their website. I think it's bbexchange.com, but don't at me on that if I'm wrong. Go check it out. Just know that Steve is just another one of these awesome people in the hobby that is so important to providing preservation, to providing authentication. So we are here with the man, the legend, Steve Hart, the owner of Baseball Card Exchange. So for all you watching, Baseball Card Exchange wraps cases and packs. How long have you been doing this?
We've been wrapping boxes ourselves for about 10 years.
Wow.
First, we just started doing it for our business.
Yeah.
And then people started asking me, well, can you do mine?
Yeah.
And in fact, I didn't charge them.
Oh,
but then more and more and more were starting, well, can you do mine? And then it became time consuming, so
Yeah.
then we had to start charging for it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And now we just can't keep up.
Yeah, the demand is huge, right?
It's like PSA and Beckett here. We can't keep up.
Would you mind telling, like, 'cause I asked him, I said, what have you been seeing? Like, have you ever seen a thing like this? Would you mind sharing what you just told me back there about the initial, incline of the manuals and stuff, and now what you're seeing?
I mean, the way the market has gone this year, I explained to him that this is my 30th year in business, at least doing this every day. Before that I did shows, but for 30 years I saw this market increase in value at a slow pace.
Yeah.
Every once in a while we'd have a dip, but it made a little growth.
Yeah.
The first 6 weeks of this year, I saw the same growth that it took for the first 30.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, it was just ridiculous. You guys know, things are nuts.
Yeah.
Wax boxes we sold 18 months ago at $1,500 are now selling for $15,000.
Yeah, and where would you see those? I mean, it's never happened before.
Never, never, nothing like this. If a $1,500 box went to $2,000, that was a jump.
Right. Yeah, I remember those. I mean, even 2018 when I first opened my shop, I was happy that those things were happening. But now it's like you can't even keep the stuff. It's gone off the shelves.
It's worse with the modern.
Yeah.
I mean, Prism basketball last year, I was able to buy a case for $4,000. Now you get 2 boxes for $4,000.
Yeah. I mean, actually, 1920 is like that stuff. Yeah, you look at the cost and where we're at with this. It's in a good place. I'll say that.
Yeah,
I mean?
it's fun. As far as the unopened, some things are coming down.
Yeah.
Jordan cards are actually coming down,
Yeah,
which you would think. Like I said, when things go up that high,
yeah,
sometimes they have to come back to
the
normal.
market levels out,
Yeah,
correct?
exactly.
You see that all the time.
Yep. Still higher than where it was.
Yeah.
But less than where it was 6 weeks ago.
So Steve actually wrapped the last big sale, which was the 1986-87 Fleer basketball sealed 12-box case.
Yep. And that was the only one we know of.
Levels of collectibles here are just incredible. Anything else? We're kind of from this younger generation of trying to learn this hobby, and I look at people like you as like, I know Alan very well. And Alan has actually gave me your number. Alan Nars down at Big League at Tops, the Rip Master. And I look at you guys and I think, like, what advice would you give all young collectors and young hobbyists and people out there? I mean, as we're moving forward and seeing all this.
As far as buying, buy the best condition of anything that you can afford.
There you go. That's huge. Listen to that. Best condition of anything you can afford.
If you want to buy something, be able to afford the best condition of that item you could find.
Yeah.
Always makes it much easier to sell when it comes down the line.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
Well, we appreciate the time, man. Come check out.
We really do appreciate it.
Oh, no problem.
So much. This is awesome. We'll do our honorary fist bump on each side, and thank you so much, man. Indiana. Thanks everybody. Come check out BBCE when you get a chance. So the value of BBCE, right? I think a lot of people are learning the hobby. People are getting into it, and BBCE, for an example, is fairly new. Been around for 10, 12 years. But the value retention of BBCE, purchasing a box, a pack in the aftermarket is huge, right? Because you not only have something that's been looked at by a third-party authenticator, in this case Steve Hart and his team, they have now authenticated it, they've sealed it, they've also protected it, right, the outside, and they've given you a serial number on this rare item that you may have bought. So value retention is not small. I think it's significant. 10, 15, 20, even 25% larger versus a non-BBCE wrapped item. So something to think about for those of you out there who may have older things that you want to get wrapped by BBCE. I think about one of the biggest consigners on eBay, PWCC. A lot of the times the wax that they're selling is BBCE wrapped, just showing you that this is the PSA and the BGS for unopened product. I'd encourage you strongly to hop on it. That's a wrap for that short print. Please LCS, of course, like, comment, subscribe, and until we see each other next time, see ya!